Welcome back to another tutorial video for Simpan Kira Cloud Accounting. Okay, recently I have a question on how to delete sales invoice. So, in Simpan Kira, it's very easy to delete sales invoice. So, the sales invoice has a few stages. Number one, it can be in draft mode. It can be in awaiting approval or awaiting payment or paid. So, depending on which stage this sales invoice is in, it will dictate how uh, the process to delete it. And as everybody knows, sales invoice is considered as the most important document in accounting, and it's considered as a legal document whereby you can use a sales invoice to collect payment um, for your service or products delivered. So here I have an example of a sales invoice that is in awaiting payment status. If you, as you can see, if you go to invoice option, you click here, you can see void. So void means that you can cancel this invoice, yeah, or you can revert, meaning to say that you can go back to the previous stage. One thing that you need to notice as well is that this invoice doesn't have any payment made to it yet. So there's no payment received yet. Because of that, then you can void or revert. However, if if the sales invoice has been paid and paid in full, therefore if you go to invoice option, so there's no more option to void or revert. Okay, let's say if you want to cancel a sales invoice that uh, somehow it has a payment to it. How can you do that in Simpan Kira? So the easiest way to do that, say for example here, awaiting payment. So it's 15 ringgit. Somehow, you paid it for 5 ringgit, and you paid yesterday, and it goes into your current account. I'm just gonna put a test here and then paid. Okay, I'm just gonna put another test and generate receipt. So that's the natural order. So now it has some partial payment to this invoice. So what can you do if this happens, and if you want to cancel that invoice for whatever reason? Maybe the client says, hey, I want to cancel this. I don't you know I don't want to do business with you. I want to cancel this. Okay, so what you can do, you can add the credit note to this. So client asks for total refund and cancel the sales. Okay, so you put a 15 ringgit, yeah. So the entire thing, you put the 15 ringgit, and then I'm just gonna click approve. So yeah, so now what happened is, since the client has made a payment of 5 ringgit, and when you put the credit note against that sales invoice in its entire value, it's 15 ringgit, so automatically Simpan Kira detects, hey, this person has made a payment, so we want to refund them. So in this case, the total amount for refund is 5 ringgit, and you can say, oh, on the 6th, I'm going to pay 5 ringgit back to him. So refund, and then check refund. And it shows there's no more credit. That sales invoice is practically closed. Then, yep, you just cancel that sales invoice. But how about if you want to change something or you want to edit something, instead of you want to cancel the whole transaction and do the cash refund? So we have this, for example, this sales invoice waiting for approval. So I'm just going to approve this sales invoice. And then if the payment if the sales invoice in this stage at awaiting payment, you can just go to revert, go back to the draft mode, and then you can change it, whatever that you want to change, except for the sales invoice number. The number you can change, but you can still change the description, the price if you need to, put the invoice title, change the name to attention to, yeah, and then you can still submit for approval, or if you are the administrator, you can approve it straight away. So in this case, I'm just going to approve it. So yeah, now the sales invoice has turned into it has moved to awaiting payment, and for some reason, it got paid. It got paid for 10,000 ringgit. Got paid today, and the payment has been made. Um, okay, I'm gonna put this. So yeah, I'm just gonna put that. Okay, so now this sales invoice has a partial payment made against this invoice. But if you go to invoice option, there's no more option for void or revert. So how can we do this? So it's so easy. We know that they make a payment of 10,500. You just go to the bank, and I believe the payment is made into the Maybank. So I found the payment made against this sales invoice. I'm just gonna go there, and I would remove, and before that I'm just gonna open up another tab, this document. So then I would go remove and redo. So what happened is, when I remove and redo, practically I delete the transaction. If I go back to the sales invoice and I refresh it, so now it is in the awaiting payment, and no payment history attached to this invoice. So you can go to invoice option. Now you can see that void and revert option is back on the menu. So you can just click revert and go back to the draft mode, and you can change whatever that you want to change, except for the sales invoice number. You can still edit this, change the date, change the due date, and if everything okay, then you can straight away click approve. So that's how you handle the sales invoice that has been created, and also that sales invoice has a partial payment made against it, and you want to change it. So those two scenarios that I show in this video. So I hope you are now know how to handle this scenario with your sales invoice. You can refund, do a total refund, and then close that sales invoice. Or if you have made some error or maybe some typos and you want to change it back while you already receive a payment against this invoice, you can delete that record of payment and then go back to your sales invoice. Then you will see the option for void or revert. So that's how you do change or amend your approved sales invoice. So if you have any other questions, feel free to put a comment you know under this video. Leave your comment and we will try to respond to you as soon as possible. Thank you for watching. See you in another video tutorial. Bye.